just finished the show, and you know, it was pretty wild. Hey, so we are in the green room of Wileys Comedy Club in Dayton, Ohio. So this is where the comics come and we hang out and get ready for our shows. And after our shows, we come and chill. And you know, I've been doing this for 18 years, comedy, and you know, there was a time when I had to work hard to. I had to work hard to even get to perform at a club like this. And before coronavirus came, every night of the week I would do a show. The crowds were packed. Hundreds of people at every show. After the show, you'd shake hands with people, you'd give them hugs. A lot of times we have t-shirts we would sell after our shows, you know, and we'd give autographs, and it was just a lot of fun. Take pictures with people, put your arms around strangers and take pictures with them. And they were always so excited to be meeting the comedian after the show and things. And it was the top of the comedy world. They said that right in 2019, from 2016 to 2019, there was a comedy boom. Comedy was as big as it had ever been before. And then coronavirus happened, and it's hard to even get people to come to the shows at all. You know, and we're lucky there's even shows, because we used to have 2 shows a night. You know, we'd have one at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and then there'd be one at like 10 o'clock. Well, now they don't even let people have the 10 o'clock shows anymore. So it was my livelihood, my life, my passion. You know, you wake up in the morning, you write your jokes, you work on your jokes, you come to the comedy club at night, you perform at the comedy club, you see your friends who are the other comedians, and then you do that. And that was my life for a long time. And, you know, some of these comedy clubs are kind of back, but there's only 20, 30 people coming out to the shows now. I mean, nobody can make a living. The comedy clubs are barely surviving right now. I mean, I'm blessed. I love this comedy club, Wileys, Dayton, Ohio. It's my home club where I grew up. But I'm missing the old days. I miss what was happening. I mean, we went from the height of comedy, the highest it ever been, the height, and then boom, to nothing. There's a comic on stage right now. That's why it's so loud. Hopefully you can still hear me. But this is where it is.
Again, man.
Yeah.
The conservative views were fucking awesome.
Oh, good, man.
I'm glad somebody else here has the same kind of point of view.
Yeah.
It takes a comedian to find somebody with the kind of balls that you did.
Oh, thanks, man. Well, I appreciate that you came to the show and you had a good time.
I'll see you again, man.
Okay, definitely, man. I'll definitely we'll do it again, man. And I appreciate you coming and telling me that too, because you know, that means a lot to me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But that's what I'm trying to build, is just, you know, a fan base or a group of people who see the world in a similar way that I do, so that I can talk to them and give them something to laugh at and feel about. And of course, you know, with these type of topics, not everybody's going to agree with me, and that's fine. You know, I don't need the whole world to agree. I just want to find, like, the people who have a similar view as I do to be on page, and I can give them a voice, because what is happening now with the news and the media and the mainstream comedians is, you know, they're sellouts. They're bought and paid for by these big corporations who run the ads on television, and they just regurgitate the same thing again and again and again. And whether or not a person likes my comedy show or not, the one thing that's undeniable is I'm being myself and speaking what's true to me. And what I expect to happen is more things like just happened in the hallway, is somebody coming up to me and like, dude, I really like that. And a couple other people, you know, really liked what I'm doing. And so if I lose a few people, that's okay. Yeah, it was good gigging with you again, bro. Yeah. And I just I'm missing the weekends like they were before all this happened, bro.
Yeah, well, it's like you're saying, it's just, it's like you're always constantly like shaking off rust.
Yeah.
And then get rusty again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of trying to make the best of it, but
Because it's so much like what we do is similar to a sport, right? Because you got to be fresh, you got to be crisp, you got to be on your game. But when you're not getting up every night, or at least 3 to 5 nights a week like we used to, it's kind of like getting off the training wheels again. I feel like
definitely, yeah. Because you could feel the difference of even like I had a weekend where it was like this is a few weeks ago, and I finally got back and I was a little nervous about it, but it was like one show Thursday, and then it was 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, and by the end of Saturday, I was like, I'm back.
You're rolling.
It took me till like 5 shows to be like, I feel like I remember even where all the little ad libs are. You can make a little dumb face at this part, but all these things when you're going up there, you're just like, I just need to remember all the words I say. And I look over here, and you can just, and then I had all these, like you said, I had all these shows lined up, and I'm like, cool, I'm gonna blast into these shows, but then they were like, gone.
Canceled.
And then there's again this one's after 3 weeks, so it's again I'm at home with a piece of paper like I'm just starting out open mic comic. Like, that's where this is. That's what it is.
And I'm having people are like, oh, but you got all this free time, you should be able to write. And I'm like, dude, it's harder to write now for me than it ever is, because for me part of my writing is up on stage, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, but the best people don't know what the craft is. It's like you can't have a boxer training against just the mirror.
Yeah,
like, you
exactly.
gotta fight somebody. Yeah.
And every now and again they and on top of that, with all the stress that is going on, I mean, because we're in survival mode.
That and like, are we gonna write a shit ton of Corona material? Like that's all we do now. Is like we gotta address it for 2 seconds, then go into other stuff. But I don't want an hour of Corona jokes from when it's over.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because once it's over, the jokes that we're writing now will be they have a shelf life, basically. However, some of the material I wrote before Corona is outdated now because of Corona. Yeah. So it's like you have these jokes that you wrote before this, and they were great jokes at the time, but the world has changed so much that they're outdated now. Yeah. Just because of this. And you're right, dude. So right now I am, because this is all I can think about, so this is all I can write about. My mind is not even thinking about anything but this, so I gotta jot it down. And a lot of times for me is when I get angry, I write jokes based off of my anger. I try to make it funny, but when I'm pissed off, that's the type of stuff that I write about, because it's like I gotta get that emotion out. So, but yeah, man, I hope that, it sucks because here they are, it's like they've got the carrot in front of us. Oh, I'm gonna let you, like you were saying, you had 3 straight weekends of shows, and now taken from us because the governor, he's coming up with new, they're fucking with us, So, what's up, Ransom?
Sorry, dude.
Yeah, come on in.
Grab my water.
Oh yeah, man, we're just
Anyway, I
doing
gotta settle up and all that.
Oh yeah, good. So, man, hey, dude, thanks for getting me on the gig.
Oh, that's no big deal, man. You always get me on shows, so
Yeah.
I need to get back.
Yeah, man.
There's a weird crowd for sure. It's kind of like split. Like when you said you were voted for Trump, like you got a couple like cheers, and then you got a few that were just like appalled. Like I can't believe this kind of human would do such a thing.
Right, dude.
Yeah.
It's like I was thinking about that because it's like because I was actually. I was chilling in here in the green room, and I heard somebody say, "Hey, man, it's Brian." And I'm sitting here kind of because I was going over my set actually. I should have brought my shirts. I could have made t-shirts.
Yeah, dude actually was asking about your shirt out there.
And I heard that, and I was kind of getting ready to go out, and I'm like, okay. And then he goes, "Man, I love that." And then I'm like, okay, so yes, I'm gonna lose some people. Yeah. But they're probably not on my train in the first place.
For sure. And that guy's a military dude, so he's
He's in the he's a military guy.
But it's so weird though that that's what we're living in, is that people almost are afraid to laugh at even the stuff that if it includes against their side, then they almost are afraid to laugh. To me, I'll laugh at it all. I don't really care. But it's odd.
Yeah, you see, and that's what I'm trying to incorporate some jokes on my side as well. I threw in that China, Biden side, the people for China and Iran were happy that Biden and then Russia, Trump, because I'm trying to find what jokes.
Even you did the bit about socialism and how you're against it, but you're living in your mom.
Yes. So anytime I can make myself the butt of the joke, then it kind of calms them down a little bit. And at the same time, I don't want to be a soapbox preacher, but at the same time, I got this passion going right now, and I feel, yeah, I feel like, dude, you know, and that's why I'm so pissed that comedy isn't going on right now. Because it's like, of all the times in the world to have comedy, right now is the most important time to have comedy, because we need it. And people need a venue to let it out. And then people do, because, you know, you sit there, these guys are sitting there angry at the world, but now they, oh, dude, this guy gets me. Or if somebody else doesn't, they're like, well, maybe I've never
but then you
thought
also
of it that
deal
way.
with a lot of the liberal side of wanting to blackball people on that other side, though. Right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
There's a lot of liberals trying to blackball big time. And it's funny because we're not trying to blackball the liberals. Right?
Right.
You know,
we never did,
and you think about the late night shows right now, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, they're just Colbert or whatever. They all have the same opinion. Not one of them has a different really opinion, but
sorry, I'm coming.
okay, cool, man.
Right.
All right. Hey, Mom, did you like the show?
Yeah, it's really good and funny.
That was a funny show. You
Yeah.
liked it?
Really good.
Okay.